Yeah. Hi, my name is Brontez. I'm a gay punk kid. I hang out in the Bay Area, California. I play in some punk bands, and I also do a zine called Fag School, which you can look on your computer box and is available at various queer stores and bookshops throughout the country. Look for it. Um, in it, we do cruising reviews, and this is a cruising review. I was on the train and this hell of old black preacher dude made a pass at me. I'm talking long leather coat with fox trim, a big ass Bible, and some black art home furnishing bullshit. Anyway, needless to say, I found him kinda cute, but I felt awfully weird about playing with his really thick dick as long as I did. He wrote his number on the back of one of these church programs and tried to get me to follow him to the jack-off booths, but I decided not to because I had to get to school. Job reviews. Coffee flop. I applied for a job at the coffee house and it was fucked up. I sit down to the interview with the manager, and the first thing I notice is this big ass butterfly tattoo on her face. Not cool. Admittedly, I've done too much nasty shit to judge anyone for anything ever, but I took one look at that fucking tattoo and knew this shit was gonna be so dumb, and I was right. Hi, she says. My name is some hippie bullshit. How are you? Okay, so the pay here is so shitty and the hours are so long and you'll be starting at the bottom, so of course we're gonna fuck with you. But whatever, we're all total buds here and hang out all the time. Do you like to hang out? I didn't know how to tell this free spirit that I actually have cool friends, and outside the context of this bullshit job, I wouldn't talk to her loser trustafarian ass ever. But seeing as how I was hungry and needed money for weed, I decided to play it cool. Sure, I said. Oh my god, totally. I love hanging out. She continued, I think the staff would love working with you. You seem so quiet, but I could tell she meant weak. We need more people like you on the team. I'll definitely give you a call. Thank God she didn't. Going to my telemarketing job was such bullshit. Every morning I would wake up and pray for the courage to turn tricks. Being rejected by 700 different people every day started to fuck with my self-esteem a lot. I started walking with a slouch and drooling. I became a generally sketchy individual and none of my friends would hang out with me. And no wonder, I was hanging out with vampires. I, one time, was sitting next to this guy who started bragging about how he upsold to a 60-year-old cancer patient. I was so disgusted, but immediately followed suit. Without so much as a blink soon, I could sell to busy mothers, people at work, people eating dinner, and even people with no legs. Some wonder how I got so soulless so fast, but with a script in front of you, it's a fucking breeze. Little things got me by at the job, like reminding myself that at least I wasn't a child molester, and better still, at least I didn't work retail. And there was the time that 375-pound guy who was always in the break room and only ate canned meat and fucked with everybody, well, he fell down the stairs and everyone in the office laughed their asses off. The day I got fired, me and my roommate got stoned and then went there and hung out in the break room for 2 hours. Okay, cruising reviews. I was hanging out so hard on Polk Street. I was eating fried chicken, pounding a 32, and feeling generally good about life when all of a sudden I was accosted by a sleazy yuppie. He totally looked like my driver's ed teacher. He asked me what I was into and if I needed a ride, and I said yeah, because I came to the city to see a punk show and all my friends had left, and I sorta really wanted to suck his dick. I hopped into his blue Camaro feeling like that horny little gay boy in the after-school special that gets killed and eaten. He started going the wrong way on the highway and I definitely knew that I was dead. But turns out he just took the wrong exit and we turned around. The whole time he kept talking about some huge interview he had for manager of like Taco Bell or Sizzler or some shit. Anyway, I took him back to my warehouse and I almost barfed when he said, you know, it's really interesting to see how the artists and or counterculturalists of the area live. Three kids were already passed out in my room, so I tried to fuck him on this mat in this hallway where we kept the bikes. But two of my roommates who lived downstairs in this tent were on hell's speed, and they accidentally walked in on us 12 times. He got sketched out, he ate my cum, and he left. Retail. I tried to get a job at Goodwill, and the lady who interviewed me was a total dick. She questioned my ability to be able to put light colors with light colors, and in the middle of the interview, she stopped and asked me, "Where do you even see yourself in 5 years?" I wanted to cut that bitch, but I was crying too hard. Towel boy. I wasn't getting laid very much, so I started a job at the local bathhouse. I showed up to the interview where the boss told me he dug the way my jeans fit and asked me if I had problems with my father. He also told me that as long as I kept making eye contact with all the customers, I would be everyone's favorite towel boy. And that horny old fucker wasn't whistling Dixie either. Within a week, I was boning down with twinks, tweakers, foreign businessmen, and my 51-year-old co-worker whose dick was so big I was convinced that I loved him. I also learned a lot about bathhouses, like how most of them were closed down in the early 80s, but as long as you got a sauna, you can license as a men's-only health club. I worked with this horny Christian boy who told his preacher dad that he worked at a men's crisis center. He explained, "I mean, men gotta get off, and until they do, they're in crisis. So I work at a crisis center." This was totally shocking to me. A Christian in denial? Never. But this horny little fucker seemed to be moving mounds with the power of his. I did not have the heart to tell him that he worked in a tweaker fuck pit. After a while, the smell of butthole, which I once found refreshing and invigorating, made me want to kill, not to mention all that mandatory work bullshit. Once a month, I attended work meetings where I learned how to more effectively mop up jizz and how to properly dispose of crack pipes. In the couple of months I worked there, I only found one.